everyone, and welcome back to the Gang's Day Off. We're back. We're back without Bibholm this time, except he's actually here. Don't worry about it.
What do you mean? I'm still here.
He is still here. But this time we have Nuke showing off Spyro 2 100%. You joining him is of course the lovely Bradley _ Gam wanting. Yeah, take it away, you guys.
Hello, I'm Nuke. I play Spyro 2 sometimes.
Hello, I'm Bradley. I also play Spyro 2 sometimes. It's a great start.
Alright. That's it. Do I go now?
Up to you. Counts like
Give us a countdown for tech, and then I guess we can send it.
Do we want to start the timer at the title screen or when it actually starts?
You just count us down when it's about to start, and then you'll let us know.
Alrighty.
Shall I start the explanation of the run once you count in?
It's going to start in 3, 2, 1, 0, now.
Good luck, Nuke. So, yeah, this is Spyro 2. This is the 100% capture of Spyro 2. So we're going to collect everything in the game. So you see Nuke is collecting some gems right now. There are 10,000 of these in the game, and we need to get all of them. This lizard we are killing is going to give us a task. We're going to collect an orb. There are 64 of those. And we're also going to get an end-of-level reward, which is called a talisman. And there are 14 of those. Your basic Spyro movement, as you can see here, Nuke is charging, he's flaming, he's jumping. He's also going to do a thing called a double jump. So, the way the mechanics of this game work are that when Spyro is in a neutral position, or neutral movement state, i.e. no input from the D-pad or analog stick, if you jump using the X button, if you then press square, which is the charge button, while Spyro has upward momentum, i.e. he's still going up off the floor, then he will actually take that momentum and be carried upwards. And so the result of that is what we call the double jump, because you can basically get double the height from a normal jump. So there's the first orb. And the double jump mechanic is pretty much a requirement in terms of how we break this game, because this game is very, very broken. So you're going to be seeing it a lot throughout this run. There is a challenge here, which is indoor lamps. We need to light 6 lamps. We have 30 seconds once each lamp is lit before it goes out. We need to get all 6 of them at once. So hopefully Nuke can get this one cycle here. Looking pretty good so far. Lamp 4. Lamp 5. And lamp 6. Very nice, Nuke.
Right, so the only part of the run I was worried about is over.
I've done 2 marathon runs of this, and I've failed that challenge, both of them.
Let's go! I'm better than Bradley Gaming in one part specifically.
Yeah, I did get the I did just do it again and do it properly on my second marathon run, so you know, we win those. Yeah, that is I don't want to say necessarily a common reset point, but a quite an easy reset point. You can lose a lot of time if you fail that. But yeah, the route we do is pretty fast. We're going to kill this last lizard and get an orb. This guy, Bouncer, is the worst. This last lizard is also the worst. I will be saying this person is the worst for multiple people in this run, because there are a lot of characters in this run that suck.
Bradley, the serial hater.
Well, it's just like, stop being annoying as NPCs, you know? That's pretty good glimmer, I would say. You can see we get the talisman there. So these are the end of level rewards. You can't the game is designed so that we get 14 of those, gets us through the game. So 6 in the first homeworld, 8 in the second homeworld will get us to the first boss and the second boss. But we're into the section of the run now where we're actually just going to skip all of that. As I mentioned, the double jump lets us get basically anywhere in the game that we want to get to. And this game is really well made. However, some of the level designs are basically string cheese when you consider the double jump ability. And I say ability, it's a game mechanic, but what we're going to find here is that all 3 bosses, Crush, Gulp, Ripto, all of them are possible to skip into with 0 gems, 0 orbs, 0 talisman. The requirements for each can be bypassed very, very easily. So the one thing we do in this section here is just talk to Moneybags, the greedy bear, and we buy Swim. That's not technically a requirement, but it is for us, it's 100%. As I mentioned, we can get to the end of the game without collecting anything, but Swim is efficient. Very nice flame charge there. Flame charging there, we're going to see quite a bit of that. If you charge through a basket or a vase, the gem will home in. But you see there, we've got a trap between the door, and then double jumped out. So the top half of the door there, or the top half of the walls on the door, don't have collision if the door is closed. So yeah, we can just double jump straight out and head into the first boss, which is Crush. This boss is quite an interesting one. You see these different blue platforms that he's stood on. So when he's on each of these, he will emit a attack. In this case, it will be a blue plasma ray. And what we want to do is the first hit there, we jump over his attack and flame him. And doing that, attacking him while he's firmly on any of the buttons means that he'll move to a different one. And we want to get him onto this one because phases 3 and 4, as you see, every button turns red and he emits this flame attack. But what you're going to see here is that once we get past hit 4, some of them turn blue, and the blue ones are much easier to attack him on. So what we can do with these blue platforms is flame him when he's doing his attack, stand slightly off the platform, and lure him off the platform enough that when he's been damaged by the rocks, he will walk back onto the blue platform. And we can beat this boss fairly efficiently in about 1 minute and 10 seconds, which is very nice. And Crush has been defeated. And yeah, that boss, technically, according to the game, requires you to get to the end of 6 levels in the first homeworld. We didn't do that. We don't care. Alright, Nick, are you excited about what's coming up next?
Alrighty, so now we're going to be doing, we're going to be collecting some gems that we won't be walking by any other part of the game. And we're going to be doing a trick called Gulp Skip. Very famous Spyro 2 trick. To get us into the Gulp boss fight early. We're just going to be doing some platforming up to the top here. Double jump makes this really easy to get up here without actually going through the world. Gonna get the Zoe checkpoint there so we could do a death abuse after we go up this really, really long glide here. These gems up top. I'm gonna turn the camera because it's funny.
This is for Gulp RNG.
Yes, if you keep spamming flame and turn the camera once around and then all the way back around, you get good Gulp RNG. I'm gonna charge all 3 of those baskets and then die. And then we're back here and we're ready to these last couple gems up here and go right into Gulp Skip, which we're gonna try to get Spyro wedged into the seam of the wall here and jump out of bounds. Focus on this just for a second.
So we're looking for the Spyro to sort of drop in the wall like that. Jump, and we're out of bounds. Fantastic. Well done, Nuke. Love to see it.
Awesome.
So, unlike Crush Skip, that is actually precise and takes quite a bit of getting used to. It's not really like anything else in the game mechanically. Any of the tricks in this game or any of the other Spyro games, quite frankly. But yeah, it does allow us to skip into the second boss early. Unfortunately.
Spyro just didn't move the way I was trying to get him to move.
Yeah, that can happen in this fight. So, Big Green Monster Gulp, everyone's favorite. This boss has a lot of RNG elements, a lot of skill elements too as well. There is a high skill ceiling on this, but you are fundamentally quite bound by the RNG. So he has 10 hits, and at the start you'll see we've got just barrels and these exit drop. After one hit was damaged, we get bombs, and then after 2 hits have been dealt, we get rockets. And then from now on, we're in a kind of free phase for the rest of the fight. Anything can drop anywhere. And the main objective is that we're looking to get as many double hits as we can. So, like that exactly. Flaming a bomb, for example, into Gulp, and running to a barrel, and then charging the barrel into Gulp while the bomb is damaging Gulp, does allow us to hit him twice in quick succession. The game's kind of not expecting you to do that, but it is very possible to do that. The bomb rocket there is a nice combination again. There is a small amount of time between Gulp taking damage and the next object being despawned from the screen or blown up on the screen. So we end with a nice double. That was a pretty good Gulp fight. Outside of the double barrel at the start, that was fairly quick.
That was a 206 on my splits, so not that bad.
Could be worse.
Could be.
I think I finally come up with a way.
But yeah, that's the second boss fight skipped. Again, we're meant to have collected all of the talismans from the first 2 homeworlds, 14 of them. And we just haven't done that. Right here, maybe? Oh, yes, very nice.
Holy cow, that was big.
Holy.
The one thing to note about proxies in this game is if you get a good enough proxy, you'll see Spyro turning really fast, and you can bonk on the air if you proxy too hard, which... That one was almost to a point where I was going to be able to do that. And one thing to know about Spyro games, in Spyro 2 and 3 at least, is if a portal is inactive, it's most likely underneath the ground where the portal is standing. So we're just able to go to Dragon Shores early, which we normally have to defeat Ripto first for.
And the reason that we're here is that we're going to get a permanent super fireball. Super fireball? Fireball power-up. That's some collection of those words. So we'll just double jump over to the power-up gate here. This is active beneath the gate. You see the little electric zap. That means we got it. And we have fireball for the rest of the run. Which is really cool, because it means we can break basically everything in the game.
Really quickly, while we have a moment, I just want to thank Hyperloop Tortoise for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. We are doing the Gang's Day Off, where we show off a bunch of Sly runners doing non-Sly games. That's pretty cool, huh? Check out !mark schedule, or look at the pinned message for the full schedule.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, huge.
So unfortunately, I missed the swim in air the first try there.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Drift a bit too low down.
Yeah. So, what we're going to see here is this trick called a swim in air, because we are going to get it this time. That is the most cursed swim in air I think I've ever seen. Oh my word. That works. Alright. That's actually a really good illustration of how it works, in the sense of the river plane is only kind of real. And so by charging usually slightly away from it, but in that case through it, we can basically trick the game into thinking that we're in a swim state, even when we're not actually in the body of water that it thinks we're in. As you saw, that meant that we could swim freely in the environment where we shouldn't really have been swimming. But we got into the Ripto fight. This is insanely broken with Fireball. You're meant to get a bunch of RNG power-ups, and we just don't do that. We just Fireball him for 45 seconds and then win the game. He's kind of annoying when he flies around on this big bird, but it's fine. Nuke knows where he's going to go. And one more hit. Alright, and so that would be an any percent speedrun in full. And that is the start of the 100% run. And now we get to go and collect everything.
And this game isn't like a lot of other games where the final boss is the last thing you do. We defeat Ripto for a very specific purpose, which makes 100% of the game way easier and way faster. Sparks' range for grabbing gems, you've seen it throughout, like if he just grabs a loose gem on the ground, it's, you know, it's a pretty decent size. Now it's insanely broken. So Sparks is able to just fly 5 million light years away and just grab gems that you wouldn't think you'd be able to grab. And it just makes the routing a lot more freeing in a way, where we don't have to worry about going next to gems too much, and we can optimize the lines in between all the gems and objectives.
So this first level Robotica Farms, I say first level with all of the abilities that we've got, we're kind of introduced to a new concept, and that is that the enemies in this game, unlike Spyro 1 and Spyro 3, drop spirit particles. So you see in the top right, our counter, we're currently at 8. We need to get to 15 before we get to the end of level NPC, because, or rather towards the end of the level, because there are a series of power-up gates in this game, which give us temporary abilities. We've seen the Fireball one, which is permanent, but a lot of levels have temporary ones. And these are powered by the number of spirit particles that you collect. So in this case, we need to get to 15. It's 15 enemies that we will need to activate that gate, and it's a supercharged gate, so we'll get some temporary super fast charging speed, and that will be useful. But we're on 15 enemies now, so we don't have to worry at all from this point on. We're also introduced to another concept here, the mystery jar. So this yellow vase is the mystery jar. You see there's a question mark on it, and that makes it a mystery. It's not really a mystery because there's always just gems in it, but the game doesn't know that you know that, so just pretend. But the way that the mystery jar works is that it has a starting point towards the end of the level, as we just said, and every time you fireball it, flame it, charge it, head bash it, whatever you do, that will move the jar to a different location in the level. And the intent of the game is that you kind of hunt around the level and try and figure out where it is. Obviously, we've played this game at least 4 times, and so we know where the mystery jar is going to spawn each time. So we can just kind of track our way around the level and trigger it moving to the next spot. And because of that, it does mean a lot of our routing can work around it. So you'll see we're using the supercharge here to break down those doors, which cannot be fireballed. They're basically the only thing in the game that can't be destroyed with the fireball power-up. So you see at the end here, we get the mystery jar. It usually loops around to the start or somewhere near the start of the level. We get our gems, and we break the last pumpkin, and we get our 3rd orb of this level, and we have a bit more cleanup.
And then one thing to note about the Winter Tundra levels is there is no talismans in them. There's only orbs. For some reason, the game developers decided to do that.
Yeah, we don't need more talismans. I mean, we didn't need talismans to begin with.
Except for the Glimmer one. Can't figure out how to get
Except
past
for the
that
Glimmer one. No, we can't. Also, fun fact about Robotica Farms. Some maybe like over a year ago now at this point, Nuke had a dream about a reroute, which we tried to make work, and I think I figured that it was just harder.
Yeah, it
But it
didn't
was
really
cool.
save much time. It wasn't
No.
harder. But it is very
No.
cool. Maybe one day
Yeah.
I'll try to figure it out to see if it actually can be faster. But as we
Yeah,
see, we went
if
out of
you-
bounds there one more time with the waterfall area to go into Metropolis.
Yeah, chat. If you want to speedrun Spyro and come up with some routes in dreams, then please do that.
I
Yeah, I
actually
think-
have a very similar experience in a Sly 3 IL. I was having a dream where someone made a task of a certain IL and beat the record by like 2 seconds. I woke up, tried the first task strat, and I beat record by like a solid second.
That's sensational. At least I know it's not just Nuke then. This goes around.
Dude, dreaming about strats is the real meta though. Like, go rest, go think about your speed game, and then you will come up with new strats in your dreams.
I've not come up with anything. I need to like sort myself out and contribute one to the team.
Excellent work.
Anyway,
Excellent
we got
work.
these droids. Excellent work, yeah. Yeah, these little robot droids need our help. There are some space cows and stuff that are terrorizing them. Do a little out of bounds there. And then we need to destroy these UFOs. This first set of UFOs, there's a little bit of RNG to them.
That second one was really
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, I said it was a bit of RNG. I'm actually kind of lying. It's basically based on how well you do the rest of the level, the cycles. Unfortunately, Nuke made a couple of errors early in the level, which does throw off the UFO cycle. That makes this level one of the harder ones, certainly the first minute or so of it, because you basically have to make sure that you are playing consistently so that you know where the UFOs are going to be at any given time. Nice backup. Yeah, luckily because the UFOs are on cycles, it does mean if you miss one,
Excellent work.
You can kind of
You
know where
can-
they're going to be,
yeah,
Just
exactly,
remember
you'll learn
where-
they're going to be.
which each one's cycle is.
Yeah. 5 more UFOs here. These ones are fixed cycles from spawn. There is a small amount of RNG at the end, where this last UFO is going to go either low or high. He's gone low, I believe. If I haven't just sold him down the river. No, definitely low.
Oh, I wanted to get this. Come on.
Oh, Spyro's turn.
Fuck it, I'll get it later.
Surely. But yeah, the UFO comes around
Oh
again.
my
Oh no!
goodness gracious.
Hold. You got the balloon? Hold. UFO.
Hold, I got the balloon, Alright,
Let's go. We did it.
Nice
we
flying.
got there in the end. This is a awesome Metropolis.
Yeah. This level is really fun, I find. I don't know about you.
I think it's fun, I'm just not super great at it.
Yeah, the problem with this is because it's such a cycle-based level for the first half, and then although the second set of the UFOs is cycle-based, it's obviously it relies on you getting things right each time. It is one of the harder levels, but yeah, it is a lot of fun. But it's fine. All the gems, all the orbs, we can move on. So, we're about to be introduced to a new type of level, which is a speedway. So, the first Spyro game had a series of these flight levels, where basically there are 4 sets of 8
Objectives you have to either go through or kill or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. I was gonna
Do I
say
do the
NPCs,
IL
but
route or the
objectives is
normal
probably
route?
best. Do whatever your heart desires, Nuke.
I'll do the normal route because I don't want to embarrass myself.
Yeah, so as we mentioned, there are these different collectibles, objects, things that we need to do. So in this case, we need to kill 8 rams, we need to destroy 8 tractors, we need to fly through 8 rings, and we need to kill 8 of the vultures. And we have a time limit for these. And in Spyro 2, we get time back onto our time. You can see these +1s, +2s, +3s that are being added to our time in the top right-hand corner. We obviously, from a casual perspective, want to make sure that that time limit does not hit 0. That was a very nice time attack, sub 34.
Pretty good. I don't see those often.
I've only had a couple of those. That's very good. Obviously in the sake of speed.
Hey Spyro, here's what you gotta do. I got the plane on remote control, so all you have to do is hit the targets with your machine gun. Press circle to fire the gun. Use the D-pad or analog stick to aim. Sorry, I just really like to say that. But yeah, this is a auto-scroller minigame. We just need to shoot all the balloons. They all spawn in the exact same places every time, so if you play this more than a couple of times, you remember where they are.
Yeah,
and that's about it.
This has the very obnoxious, loud pew 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 sound of the plane firing its gun. I don't think it's ever really established why Hunter is allowed to have a plane that he pilots, but you know, we are where we are.
It's the only sort of time save you can do, because the minigame does end as soon as you hit the last balloon. You saw me shoot into the bottom right corner there. That's to shoot one of the last 2 balloons like early. And it saves not a lot of time at all, if any.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
It's not nothing. Just makes it easier as well. Alright, so we're going to return to a quote-unquote normal level. Which will be Mystic Marsh, once we've done a little bit of cleanup in the home world here. What you'll come to realize watching this game is that a lot of the level routing for 100% is based upon an objective or a couple of objectives. So in the first level we did after Ripto, so Robotica Farms, the level routing basically revolves around getting to the end of the level to start the mystery jar with 15 enemies. With this, we have a kind of fetch quest mission. So the professor has lost his pencil. I don't know how he's done it, but he has this egg, and I don't know how he has an egg, or why he has an egg. But he basically says to us, hey Spyro, go and trade this egg for my pencil. Which, look, I tend to use money to get pencils, but I guess we'll use his egg. So a lot of the level is rooted around that. There is also this NPC here with a big mustache, Basil.
Monopoly Man.
Monopoly Man, yep. Fady180, fellow Spyro speedrunner. And he has these thieves, which have stolen his spark plugs from his car. So he can't start his car. So we basically follow the route of where the fetch quest is going to take us. So we're going to start with the egg, and then we're going to get a different collectible in a second. But within that, we are then following these spark plug thieves around, killing them as we go as well. There's the third one here. So you see we get this seed from the bird.
That's where we'll pick it up.
I actually thought you picked that up the first time.
I thought so too. I was just like, alright, he's right in front of it. So picking things up as Spyro, you just want to get his face like right in front of like whatever you're trying to pick up. And normally it works. That time it did not. But
Yes,
now we
unfortunate.
grow the plant. The plant spits out the duck, obviously.
Hey, why? Why does the plant have a duck?
Pollution.
I can sort of... I can sort of get why the bird has a seed. That makes some sense. But why would the plant have a duck? It's okay, because it definitely can't... It can't get weirder, can it?
A duck has a radish.
It can. Yeah, the duck has a... I always call it a turnip. But it is a root vegetable of some kind. I don't know what to tell you.
It's just the difference between being British and being American.
Yeah,
We
and
think- we think
one
of
of those
different
things, one of those things is good, and we all know it. And I'm not going to say it, but we all know
I
that
don't
one
know.
of those is good.
All I'm saying is, I'm British. That's awesome.
You're British?
Take that as you will.
Yeah.
If me being British is an encouragement or a discouragement to being British, take that as you will.
So as you saw, we used the last spark plug guy to sort of teleport us back up to Basil, which helps the routing because after the duck area, you have to get back up to this cave, which is like on the opposite side of the level. I missed the early cutscene there. I think I was facing too far right, but
Yeah.
we put the turnip radish into the soup can or the pot, which gives us a coin, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. And then the coin goes in the fountain, and that makes sense.
And then
and
a
then the
pencil
fountain
appears out of the top of it.
Yeah, because again, I've not ever seen that come from a fountain before, but I guess it works.
My pencil!
My
Anyway.
pencil!
Yeah, we got the pencil. We returned it to him. He can do his sums or whatever he's doing. I don't know, man.
He was trying to calculate the age of the universe.
Is that actually the law?
I think that is. That's what he was
Oh.
talking about.
Wow. It's been so long since I listened to his dialogue, but I just didn't know that. We have one more level left in Winter Tundra before we head on to Summer Forest, the first homeworld that we saw.
We now
The
just
rating of-
have enough orbs for opening this level up normally. Otherwise, we'd have to go out of bounds again.
Yeah.
For some reason, opening up Cloud Temples doesn't have a really big orb requirement.
15, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the last level of the homeworld. This is one of the very few linear levels in the game, or at least in terms of our routing. We can't really skip to the end easily because the end is really far away. So we do have to kind of traverse the sort of the casual steps of this. Obviously, we do it fast, and we are doing a little bit of game-breaking mechanics. For example, this double jump over the wall here, so we don't have to kill the enemy. But
See, killing each
kind of end of the
enemy,
level.
it's like plays a small cutscene, and the less of those we have to watch, the better.
Cutscenes are slow. We need to fireball these bells.
I got one of the early fireballs.
I suppose.
That's not bad. That's something.
Better than none.
It is better than none, yeah.
And then after getting two, he's just like, well, I won't give you an orb yet, but I'll make you ring this third bell. Which Fireball makes it really easy to just,
Thanks, Spyro.
yep. And
Yep.
now he gives us
You
an
meant-
orb.
You're meant to kill 21 enemies, and then that power-up would be a freeze power for like a super ice breath. And then a bunch of trolls appear and you freeze them and you use them as platforms, which is kind of fun, but also slow. So we're going to do a little sequence break here, hopefully. We're going to kill the last enemy. We're going to off-screen him quick enough that he doesn't die immediately. And then we're going to go and talk to this large guy here who is a secret agent, Agent Zero. He's a little bit delusional, don't mind him. But he basically tells us that to go
He
to his
survives
hideout,
Ratchet
we need to...
Deadlock, so he probably is a secret agent.
That's fair. Yeah, he says that we need to be a secret agent to go to his hideout, which is up in the top left. But we can just follow him. And the benefit of doing the sequence break that we did is that the first section of him walking is really slow and kind of doesn't matter. So we get teleported to the end of the level while he's doing that section of walking, and it just saves a bit of time. So you see his hideout is just behind that door. We just need to make sure we don't get seen right at the end here, because that would be really, really sad.
I actually had a run during a 1545 where I accidentally glid right behind that last tree there, and I flew all the way off the platform and died. Had to
Very cool.
redo it. But
I also have multiple clips of different runners getting not quite far enough through that last door, going onto the last platform, and the door slamming in their face, and Agent Zero laughing at them, which is really funny. But anyway, we'll collect the last the last of the gems in the homeworld, and then we will be fully complete with Winter Tundra. We will not be returning here for any reason, and we will be going to the second of our routed homeworlds, and the first one we visited earlier in the run, which will be Summer Forest. Here we are. It is a quirk of this game and the routing that we take that we do the last homeworld first, and the first homeworld second, and the second homeworld third. But it's
really
what just makes sense. Yeah.
If you look at the route, ending on Autumn Plains is really our only option right now, because some of the portals are really far away from the little vortex portals in Autumn Plains, so it's like hard to route anything in a way that makes it so that like you could do Autumn Plains second and then come to Summer Forest third.
Yeah. So this level is Colossus. Once again, we have a specific objective we want to start as soon as possible. In this case, we are seeing the Professor yet again. This time he is being bugged by some spirits. These spirits are possessing the statues. There are 10 of these, and we just need to flame them or fireball them to free the spirits, to free the statues from the spirits that have taken them over. And we'll get an order for that. And as you'll see, these are kind of scattered throughout the level. There's a couple outside the Professor, there's one in that room there. There'll be one again in a second. So it's really important that we start that early and just cover, sort of avoid having to go back over the same ground.
This is one of the few unskippable cutscenes in the game.
Yeah, this Yeti's really scary. Okay, you killed him.
Thank you.
Congrats.
All right.
Yeah, thank you for doing that. I was terrified of that Yeti.
I can tell.
Yeah. Yeah, he just jumps and the idol head falls onto him. He's not the smartest Yeti, but it doesn't matter because he's dead now, so...
He comes back in the third game.
He does come back in the third game, and I hate him.
In the best minigame there.
Best minigame ever.
Speaking of best minigames, would you like to explain this?
Yeah, so we need to get to 5 points in the hockey game. We have 2 minutes to do it. The puck is shot towards the goalkeeper, but we can jump and basically intercept the puck before it gets to the goalkeeper. And as you see here, what Nuke is doing very nicely, turn back in towards the goal and score it early. This saves quite a lot of time over, frankly, anything else.
If you wait for it to get hit around, I think it loses like it can lose anywhere up to like 10 seconds, 15 seconds every time.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of RNG as to where the goalkeeper hits it, but we just avoid all of that. Then we get hockey 2 against an opponent. We have a goalkeeper, they have a goalkeeper.
It's hit towards our goalkeeper every time, but it's too far away to intercept it. So we just let him...
Well, yeah, you can actually get it off of his puck immediately. Off of his stick immediately, but we can't. Yeah, we can't get it before the goalkeeper hits it, unfortunately. But yeah, the objective is to get to 5. That's interesting.
Never seen it bounce that way before.
It's rare. I have seen it a little bit. Yeah, the kind of the puck direction here is a little bit RNG. There's a lot of different angles that it can go at, either in front of us or behind us. Behind us is bad because it's slow. But pretty solid hockey too, all things considered. And we get another orb for our trolls. Fun fact, the NPC introduces hockey as a fun and relaxing game, or fun and relaxing sport, and it's just like, no, it's pain.
There's
Half
a
of my
skill
runs die
point.
here.
There's a skill point associated with Hockey 2, where you have to score 5 goals before they score any. And we get in the speedrun fairly easily. But as a 6-year-old, I had a lot of trouble with it.
Well
Yeah.
So much
I
so
have trouble
that
with it as a 27-year-old.
much so that as 6-year-old me kept trying to do it for like a solid hour, I ended up getting mad and spiking my controller on the ground. I still have that controller, and it is broken.
Oh. Are you gonna fix it?
It would be cool if I could.
Yeah.
I'm gonna collect the last few gems here. It was not a bad Colossus, for me at least.
Yeah, pretty good.
So this next level coming up is probably the biggest instance of just pure RNG in the game. And it's very fun.
Is it?
Surely, it's fun.
Yeah. When I mentioned earlier that Gulp was largely RNG but had a high skill ceiling, what we're about to see is fully RNG and I guess has a skill flaw in the sense of you can make mistakes, but you can't. Like, a good player is not going to improve it from a bad player. This is going to be Fish. So there is this puzzle minigame, or series of puzzle minigames. The first one is lighting up these bricks yellow. Just jump on the corners. Again, like noob, child me had no idea what I was doing here. But then we're going to come to this big idol head, who is hungry, but only likes a certain type of fish. The yellow fish, or the orange fish, and the blue fish. And the red fish will make him vomit. So we need to make sure that we don't send any red fish in. This is pure RNG. The RNG is what fish we get, how fast they jump out, how high they jump out, how regularly they jump out. It's all RNG. So you can just play a lot of the game, get here and get 25 red fish and your run is dead, which is really fun 40 minutes in. This started really nicely, and now we're getting a... yeah, lots of red fish.
10, 11, 12, 13,
Ooh.
14, 15.
Okay, Spyro.
15, nice.
Definitely not the worst I've ever done with fish.
No. No, and to be fair, those fish were jumping out fairly quickly, so that
wasn't the worst
bad.
case scenario. That was still
No.
pretty bad.
It was still pretty bad, yeah. But like I say, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do there. You just have to tolerate it, and either reset or just get lucky.
I had a run that was about a minute ahead entering this level, and I got 31 redfish, 29 if I didn't get one of the normal ones fall out of his mouth, which can happen. It's too low down when you shoot it. And I was no longer a minute ahead. I was very much behind.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Fish is the great equalizer.
We're gonna
Get lost
get
with the
these
puzzle.
two right before that ends, and we get teleported all the way back to this first room. We're gonna do a little proxy here. I can
Ooh.
hit it.
That was a little proxy, to be fair. There we
Go
go.
out this window and right into some more gems.
Let's go. So throughout this level, we've been killing enemies. Once again, another temporary power-up gate that we do need. And that is another temporary supercharge. And the reason that we need that is to tackle all of these idol heads. There are some hula girls on top of them. The hula queen has been taken hostage by this big idol, and 6 hula girls there dance a rain cloud and destroy the big idol. It's kind of savage, but kind of fun. Oh, nice.
That was just barely high enough to hit that.
Yeah, optimal. We need to supercharge there, as you saw, to sort of use the rock as a ramp and get a load of height and get out of that area a little bit quicker, which is nice. All things considered, I call this a pretty solid idol springs.
Yeah. I played as best I could.
Yeah.
So now this next split, we're going to be learning how to glide.
Yes. Yes, we played 44 minutes of game, and now we're going to be taught some of the movement mechanics.
Hi, Spyro.
Hi, Spyro.
Hi, Spyro.
Okay.
Okay. Nice job. Very good. Wow. And we get an orb for that.
Yeah. Yeah, so Hunter just taught us how to, like, jump and glide across gaps. And again, to stress the point, this is very early on in the game casually. So it makes sense, but it is always very funny to me that we played about
That was
45...
nearly like a fully charging swim in air. Did you see that?
That was, I did,
crazy.
yeah.
But we're gonna do
Yeah,
another
so
swim in
another-
air here.
Yeah.
Just swim right out of bounds. There's normally a puzzle associated with this orb, but I'm not gonna do it. The other orb that's up here, normally you need to climb up that ladder. Let's collect all these gems, go out of bounds again, and then we're going into the second speedway of the run, which, in my opinion, is the hardest one.
Yeah, I think it is. It is pretty hard. At this point, I actually find this to be the easiest one, which is, I think, says a lot more about me than anything else. Yeah, there's quite a specific route here. There are a lot of boats that you need to get early on there. There's a couple of cars that we snipe from underneath the track. There's just a lot kind of going on at once here. Canyon Speedway had quite a linear and easy route. We were only really destroying sort of big sections of things at once. Whereas this, we're kind of dovetailing the arches and the boats and the rings.
Yeah, Canyon Speedway is
cars.
definitely the easiest to follow in the speedrun, because every other speedway is sort of all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of like double backing on yourself and sharp lefts and sharp rights and stuff. But that's a pretty good time attack. What is that going to be? I didn't see it. It was too blurry.
45-23.
45-23 is good. We take those.
I'm going to talk to Queen Finny. Now we're going to follow Hunter around through some rings. But Hunter's slow, so we're just going to come up with our own route. But the goal of this minigame is you have to hit every ring that Hunter hits as it turns green, because it'll start shrinking a little bit, as you see right there. We want to get through the rings that he gets through before they close up. Otherwise, we'll fail the minigame. But there's a few of them that we're able to get before Hunter gets to them. Make a slightly faster route.
Yeah, the green ones are essential to go through, because if they shrink all the way, they disappear and you fail. But as you see, the rings that are red, so the Hunter hasn't flown through yet, they're still active and we can still go through them. So it does mean, like you said, we can just break this challenge quite a bit. I don't know how much it saved, but it is quite a lot of time compared to just following Hunter.
Yeah, because normally you're behind Hunter the whole time. As you saw at the end there, Hunter was nowhere in sight. That was a really good ocean.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Oh, goodbye. I
You
forgot to
guys are
turn on
stuck
stream
with me
mode.
now.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I can't
Guys,
believe
do not DM Nuke right now. He will ping everyone.
it. Hang on, I might try that. I think he's hurriedly turning on streamer mode.
Yes, I got there.
Perfect.
Alright, so this is Hurricanes. This is a... Well, this is actually just Britain. This is England. This is England at all times of the day. You see it's raining and dark and miserable. And that's how you know it's England. Anyways, we are going to... you've missed a gem, by the way.
I know. I was waiting to glide over. Yeah, that's one of the gems that's like really... Fuck me. Forgot to... Yeah, this level... It's really movement heavy in the very start. And then the end is probably one of the worst mini games in the game.
Yeah, I actually really like this level as an IL, but it can be very frustrating. This guy is SpongeBob.
They're
I mean,
actually...
Spyro is also SpongeBob, but...
Remember to press triangle when you are very close to the windmill, or you won't make it.
Go on, Nick, you were going to say something. I cut you off.
Yeah, they're literally just all SpongeBob. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because this game came out like 3 months after the release of the first SpongeBob episode, but I don't know in terms of when Tom Kenny like did the voice lines for either. So he basically just was like, right, well, I'm gonna make these NPCs sound like SpongeBob, and you know what? I appreciate it.
Yep. Bring some levity to an otherwise very British level.
Exactly. Yeah, we've broken a lot of this level. We've not really talked about it. You're meant to kind of follow the challenge, get across these big windmills. But we basically just used our double jump to get on top of all of the scenery. And skip to the end, skip to a couple of orbs, skip to the talisman. And just basically traverse this level kind of backwards. Which is really cool. And then we're going to come to, as Nuke mentioned, one of the more annoying mini-games. There are some big blue lightning thieves, or big purple lightning thieves actually, which have stolen the orbs which power some towers. I don't really know what they're being used for, but they're a power source anyway for the electrols. And basically we need to put these little stones back onto the platform to light up each tower. And at a certain point here, the purple thieves will begin spawning again, and we need to kill all 10 of them. They'll take some of the orbs off the platforms, and we need to replace them if so. Apparently this is a nightmare, but in the speedrun we do have a pretty set route, whereby we know where they're going to spawn. So 1, 2, 3. This fourth guy is a little bit RNG, he can go either side. We got the bad RNG, but that's okay. The next couple are going to be on the lower ground. Get those. There's going to be one in the corner to our right in just a second.
You probably hear him laughing.
Yep. So you see him there. And then somewhere around here, the last one on this bottom platform will spawn. Again, a little bit RNG, but we get him. 2 more left, and we're going to place this last orb here in the middle. And hopefully the thieves will both spawn around this tower. It is possible for one of those thieves to despawn. Which is really bad, and you lose genuinely a minute and a half.
Yeah,
It
you have to
happened to me
restart
on
the
a PB
whole
pace.
minigame.
Yep. It happened to me on a PB pace like 3 months ago, and it was the most depressing thing ever. But we
It happened to me
didn't
on
see it
PB.
there.
I think it's like an initiation for it to happen on a PB pace for every runner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was depressing. I think in the space of like 6 days, I went from crashing the game with 10 minutes left on a PB pace to that on a PB pace, which was really cool.
This is.
So this is. Oh, go on.
I'll go. This is Sunny Beach. We're meant to guide some turtles around at the end of the level, but we don't care. We're just here for the gems.
Yeah, once again, double jumped over. Now, the orb objectives here are, well, one of them certainly is to break these turtle boxes. There are a bunch of baby turtles in each of them that have been trapped. Nice little love hearts around the turtles there. But there are 7 of those boxes. We just need to fireball them. There is a temporary fireball power-up in this level. You see it down there. You're meant to kill 11 enemies to do that, but we have a permanent fireball power-up. We don't need to do that. Which, yeah, makes this level's routing really straightforward. We can just kind of traverse it from start to finish. Which is really cool. Luckily, our progress is not dictated by the progress of the baby turtle NPCs that we're meant to escort. We will see an escort mission later in the run, which we can't break, or at least we can't break to complete the level. But this one, yeah, the baby turtles are stuck in that very first area because we didn't even open the gate to get them out of the first area, so unfortunate, 07.
Your turtle.
This is Master Chef. He's trying to cook some turtles. And the turtles desperately want to hop in the soup. And we can't let them.
It looks kind of appetizing, no?
So,
Dark green slush in a
Yeah. Yeah.
which is brewing vat.
Yeah. What's wrong? I say it seems good, no? Surely? Must be healthy, right? Anything that's green is healthy.
Surely. But these turtles come out in a specific order every single time. So you'll see me run to where they're going to come out before they even start. Oops.
Yeah. If you're wondering why Nuke is only charging the turtles and not using the fireball, it's because the fireball interacts with the turtles in a really weird way. And where charging sends the turtles sort of equal and opposite to where fire is charging, the fireball kind of just does what it wants and sends the turtles in a direction. And if that fireball on the turtle doesn't send them into the water to safety, trying to maneuver them is a genuine nightmare because they just go in all sorts of directions. It's absolute chaos.
But as you saw at the very end there, I just sort of shoved my face in the ground and I was able to break a box. So while Spyro is swimming, he's able to shoot a special sort of fireball, which is like a little spinning rotating star thing. And if you mash your face up right against the wall, you're able to just shoot it straight through walls, pretty much. Probably something to do with Spyro's swimming hitbox and where the fireball comes out while he's swimming. We're going to be seeing it again. We're going to see it again right now. I hit the button at the end to just get over here. Shit. Come on.
There we go. So, yeah, this level is you're meant to kind of traverse it forwards and press all of the buttons and fill all of the level with water and rescue the seahorses by consequence. But because we can fireball the last button through the wall there, and we can basically fill most of the level with water, we actually do the level backwards.
It just makes it easier to always be swimming, because you can just go anywhere you want.
Yeah.
And there's some gems that are way easier to get while swimming than not.
Yeah.
Specifically these ones way up here.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're meant to have this level filled with water, but you know, it's just more efficient for us to do that. By going backwards, we're gonna jump into the sharks and not get eaten, hopefully, question mark.
I did not.
Ooh, there we go. Huge. So yeah, the sharks, if you time that right and you're in the right position, then the shark actually won't kill you instantly. You have a bit of time to fireball the ground, and that will kill the shark.
Yeah, the explosion radius is big enough to kill the shark before you get in range of him eating you.
Yeah, and sharks eating you is an instant death, and there's just nothing you can do about it.
So we're actually going to do a cool out of bounds here. So if there's any donations in the next 30 seconds, go for it.
Yeah, we have like $75 from Swagmaster420. Thank you very much for the generous donation towards the kebab fund in here at Sly Golds, and
You did it.
this all goes towards very high quality kebabs. Probably at the SA, if I had to guess.
Something kebab, pause.
Yeah, we're going to Sultan. I believe night flight earlier.
I've been trying.
He is owed a Sultan kebab for winning the race earlier, so good on him for that. Shout outs our sponsor Sultan Kebab.
Shout out.
Vilken sauce.
But that out of bounds, it allowed us to get to the King's favorite child and end that mini game before even starting it.
Yeah, you're meant to go through. There's a series of 6 towers, and there's a baby seahorse trapped at the top of each of them. That there's some sort of peril, an electric fence, a crab, some sort of danger, and yeah, we just swim into the top of the last tower and we complete the mini game. He doesn't care about his other 5 children, which any parents in the chat, just I don't know if you can back this up or not.
Tell us about your favorite child now. But now we're doing a manta ray. We're following this guy, hop on his back and guide him through each of the rings of bubbles as they appear. And remember, he's brand new, so try not to get him dented or scratched up. We're gonna collect gems while we do that, and yeah, that's the end of Summer Forest. Really, not much else. I've been going to Autumn Plains after.
We're making pretty good time here. Around about an hour to get through the first 2 homeworlds is pretty solid. I would say we are very comfortably underestimate at the moment.
And Summer Forest is complete, 100%. Now there's only the last homeworld, which is also the longest homeworld.
Indeed, there are 10 levels here that we need to do. Some of the hardest levels in the game as well, which is really unfortunate for people who like ending their speedrun with some free time save.
Yeah, it's not... There's some levels here that you'll think you'll have guaranteed time save in, but they'll prove you wrong.
Correct.
This is Bruce Harbor.
I like Prince Harbor. I don't know about you, I like it.
It's one of my favorite levels, I'd say. There's some nice movement in it.
Yeah. I mean, this was always my favorite level as a kid as well. Always thought it to be a nice vibe. Yeah, so we've seen throughout the run, Newt's done a couple of swim in airs. And we're going to see another one here. And we're going to use this one to traverse a lot of the level and collect a lot of the objectives.
It's also the most dangerous swim in air.
Yes, it is. I was going to get to that. If in the swim state you get hit by an enemy in this level, the game will crash. Because this game, being from 1999, they only have a certain amount of memory. And some of the animations basically are loaded per level. So in this case, the swim animation is, the damage animation while in swim state is not loaded in this level because the only time you'd ever be underwater, you can't be hit by an enemy in the developer side. So, yeah, the game doesn't know what to do if you get hit. So, Nuke, please do not get hit.
I'll try my best. No promises.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, we've been killing these floating mines.
Thanks, Spyro.
We're getting orb for this. There are 8 of those. We've also been onto the track, collecting some gears. If you played this as a kid, or even frankly as an adult, you probably remember the line "Trouble with the trolley, eh?" And yeah, we actually don't need to use the trolley. We can just collect them all in person. We don't get a counter, so we do just need to remember that we've got everything. Very nice swimming there. Very easy to do on that step. And now the slightly scary bit. We just need to not get hit by an enemy at any point here. Collect these last gears, collect the talisman, and then collect the orb. Take that nice and high, make sure we don't crash the game. There's a couple more enemies still left to go that...
There's really only 2
possible to
enemies
crash on.
left that could cause problems.
Yeah. We'll be fine.
I've done this
We'll be
route
absolutely
more
fine.
than once.
Yeah, exactly.
Kill him. Get him out of the way. And we're safe.
We are safe. That movement's not quite how I do it at the end, and so I did grimace quite a bit there.
Yeah,
But-
it's not how I normally do it either. I'm not super practiced.
Yeah, that's fair. But that is Breeze Harbor complete. So if Breeze Harbor was scary from the sense of you can crash the game, the next level is scary because we are going to take a series of intentional damage abuses to speed up the level.
Yes, and sparks routing is very important in this. Which you need to make sure you have sparks be alive for the level. Because picking up gems without sparks is not fun because Spyro has to walk over them manually. Which we've gotten so used to the extended sparks range at this point that not having it is a curse.
We've got another mystery jar there. Nice little glide during the cutscene, very nice. There are also these bone dogs. They've taken all of the bones from some guy, so we need to take the bones back and fix him. And yeah, this is where it starts to get scary. You'll see we're on green sparks. That means that he can only take we take one more hit, we'll be sparkless, and after that, one more hit and we're dead. We do need to be a little bit careful here and make this hover. Very nice. We should be safe for the rest of the level, but I won't
Should
tempt
be.
fate.
I could always just get randomly hit by something, not
You
doing
could.
the right cycle.
Luckily, there's a fodder there. We can pick up some health. Yeah, we should be okay from this point on. That indoor cave that we are in is quite scary. If you make any mistakes, you get hit an extra time. It makes this section very, very scary. But, yeah, no, we're chilling. We've got our health. We can replenish it a little bit more here.
What?
That was interesting.
I don't know how I hit them, but okay. I guess I did.
Yeah. The last bone guy is on top of this skeleton head. We collect some gems, get the bone. Can we watch the bone dance cutscene?
Sure, why not? I don't see why we can't.
Huge. This makes this a legitimate bone dance speedrun. It's not very quick, but it is a legitimate bone. Is it? Surely it is, right?
It should be,
We can
unless
skip to the fireball. He dancing. He flipping.
doing a bunch of backflips, falls over, takes a bow.
Can you backflip like that?
Probably. Given enough effort.
Alright, guys, 5 subs, and Nuke will do a backflip.
Uh-oh. 10 subs and Brad does a backflip.
No, I didn't agree to that.
Man, I got terrible gem RNG over here.
Alright, so that's all of the gems. All we have left is this Dino challenge. That was a sketchy glide.
That was. These eggs break open in the exact same order every time. Since we have Fireball, we don't actually have to get near them. Instead of just shoot fireballs in the general direction, we'll end up dying.
Well done,
Well done, Grasshopper.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Yeah, the second set of dinos is a little bit harder, or at least casually it's a little bit harder. These all hatch in a kind of weird order, but we can pre-snipe them and hit them from far. And it's pretty chill.
Thank you for helping.
Thank you for help.
We have one of the biggest tonal shifts in gameplay history as we go from the lava level to the ice level.
Both have cavemen in them.
Both do have cavemen, yeah. Yeah, we're going to be heading on to Crystal Glacier. Really fun level, one of my favorites to run in speedrun. Lots of very, very cool movement there. Sorry for the pun. That was intended. You can ban me anytime you like. Nuke is booing. Sorry, thumbs downing me. Yeah, I deserve that. Anyways. There's a big chasm here that we're going to jump over. We're not taking that.
I double jumped a little too early off the platform. I was hoping it'd work out, but...
Yeah. That one works. So yeah, we have to get through this first section of the level. Again, this is a level where we require a power-up. We need 15 enemies to activate a temporary Superfly power-up. So,
the dreaded wall.
luckily, yeah, the wall is hard there to double jump up, but Nuke gets it. Luckily, there are a lot of enemies on our route, which is really cool. But we don't really have to get out of our way. There's lots of gems, lots of enemies, pretty much on the path that we want to take. We're going to free the end of level talisman guy, or at least we're going to go and talk to him and make him think that he's freed. The game is meant to throw an avalanche. Ooh, is Nuke going for the root? He's going for the root. Hold. Ooh. Huge. I like to free that one in there. Yeah. Yeah, it was found some time back that the intended way of getting the talisman in this level, which is getting those ice builders freed and having them push an avalanche onto the building and freeing this guy. If you do it correctly, it's actually faster than jumping in via the roof, which used to be the strat, which is very funny.
I've never done that before, which is why Brian was surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised. He literally did the wrong route this morning, and I called him out for it. I say the wrong route, the old route. But yeah, then we need to kill these ugly green monsters, these Draklets. The Superfly power-up here makes it a lot easier to get these ones over the purple goo.
It is possible to do without it, I think, right?
It is possible to do it without it, but if you don't have the power-up active, the NPC will never give you the orb. It will never complete the challenge, so you do require the power-ups, unfortunately. But, yeah, we get that. And then we go from the Draklets to a slightly cuter animal, and that is George. We like George.
We like George in this stream. Unless you're
There he is.
Zachary Lawrence. You hate George.
Or Draft. Draft hates George.
Or Drashed. This is
Yeah.
George, little snow leopard. We're gonna feed it some fish and take it home.
Yeah, there's 3 watering holes. We just have to flame the fish and George eats.
Forgot
and
to go
then
get that
he'll
jab,
follow
but
us.
That's fine.
That's fine. We can back it up.
Real quick, just want to say thank you, Rival, for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome to the gang's day off. Exclamation mark schedule for all the cool runs we have. We only got 3 runs left today, but tomorrow we have a full day to go still, so stay tuned. Thank you very much for the raid.
huge. I'm really looking forward to We Sleep, Hunk, Shoe, Honk, Mimi, etc.
Oh yeah, you know what's the best part about that? We're losing out on an hour of that because it's daylight savings.
That's a strat. When you say we're losing out, you mean we're saving time?
A full hour of time save is crazy.
Let's go. Anyway, we saved George, and we can leave.
Yep. Now we're going to Metro Speedway, according to my splits.
We are not going to Metro Speedway.
So, big joke in my community specifically is renaming all of my splits to Metro Speedway. Which doesn't help when I try to look at my splits on the run, because if everything's named the same, then it gets confused. But we're actually going to
that's
Zephyr,
fine.
which was Child Me's favorite level.
What was wrong with Child U?
I thought it was fun. It's like the biggest level in the game, and it's like nice to explore.
Yeah, this level is insanely hard. There is a lot going on here. This movement at the start is fun, but kind of challenging. We need to get into that room over there that's got the wooden door. There is an NPC who has a bunch of TNTs, and they will blow up and allow us into the room.
It's another unskippable cutscene, by the way.
Yeah. There's also these birds that drop bombs and are really annoying and get in our way. Corporal Glug did not get blown up.
There's a out of bounds here, which I missed twice earlier this morning when I was doing practice runs.
That's right, we hit it here.
We hit it here.
Easy.
That's probably one of the only places in the game with like invisible walls. For
Yeah,
some
that
reason.
one's weird. Yeah, that one's weird because it's a platform, but the platform has a ceiling. So you have to kind of get underneath the ceiling and land on the platform, and there's not much room to do that.
Once you know where like the polygons of the invisible wall are, it's easy to tell where you need to go. But like for a beginner, it looks really confusing.
Yeah, yeah.
At Derek Lander.
At there. Derek Lander gets confused very often. Anyway, we saved Juliet. We solved romance. And now we have to rescue our walking stake. These are cowlicks, and they are the worst. Bo Peep has lost all 7 of their cowlicks, and quite frankly, I think they could do without the cowlicks, but hey ho, we are where we are. So we need to basically corral the cowlicks back to the pen, and these guys are really, really annoying.
Their pathing
Because
is really strange.
Yeah.
They'll
Like, they
just
try
go
and
wherever
walk
the
away
hell
from
they
you.
want to a lot of the time.
Yeah, they don't want to be near you, basically, so they'll kind of walk away from you. We can charge them or we can fireball them. And fireballing them is the fastest in the sense of they get a lot of height, so we can make them jump up that wall. Normally you have to climb some stairs. But it's also very easy for the fireball to kind of
Knock
lose
them
time
somewhere that you didn't intend them to go.
Yeah, exactly. The way to look at cowlicks is like they're a tennis ball, or the hitbox of the cowlicks is a tennis ball, and the hitbox of the fireball is also a tennis ball. And if you were to throw 2 tennis balls against each other, they don't kind of collide and go off in a kind of equal and opposite natural direction. They just basically react to where on each other's circumference that they've hit. So it's the same with the cowlicks and the fireball. If you hit the cowlick on the right side, the cowlick will go to the left, like that. Exactly like that, and you've just perfectly demonstrated. If you hit it perfectly from behind, they'll usually go forwards, but yeah, you can angle them. It means you can use the fireball off walls to kind of direct where you want the cowlick to go. But it also means that fireball can hit other cowlicks and Ricochet.
So I did get the triple cowlick there, which means I don't have to go knock the cowlicks in again. If you get them all in at the same time, normally if you get 5 in, you will. I got the other orb right.
But yeah, if you talk to both people again, then you got the second orb. Yeah. There you go. You're good. Yeah.
I needed to check. I was talking, so I just didn't remember if I did. I
No,
had to go
that's
back
fair.
anyway for that gem, but
Yeah. No, so that challenge is split into 2 orbs, the first 5 cowlicks and then the next 2. And yeah, if you get 5, 6, and 7 in at the same time, and then like during the walk to Bo Peep, they will give you the option to get a second orb immediately rather than having to get the other cowlicks in. Cool sequence break and saves. Sometime it's kind of dependent on where the other cowlick is if you miss the triple. But very cool to get. Lots of gem cleanup at the end here. This is one of the most fun sections of movement in the entire game. Really, really cool. But as with previous levels, the mystery jar will end up back at the start of the level. Those birds, as I mentioned, are very annoying. But we collect all of the gems.
I had to
Really?
make sure. It was a rather
Pretty nice
slow
effort.
Zephyr, but it's nice in the fact that if you played it for the first time, it would probably take you like 10, 12 minutes.
Oh, at least. Yeah. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, the hard thing about Zephyr is that there's a lot of different sections that are quite challenging. The Cowlicks is the one that people gravitate towards, but it's very easy to lose a lot of time in the sort of the gem collecting elements. If you have a good Cowlicks, you're generally gonna be okay with your Zephyr, and that seems like a pretty reasonable Cowlicks to me. So we stay winning. Another Speedway, Metro Speedway. This one, Nuke has a very good time in this in the IL route, so I'm expecting him to pull this off flawlessly. We have some archers, we have some stop sign guys, some slow sign guys, some bungee jumpers and some pigeons. And we just need to kill them all. The pigeons are sat on little switches, and they will open sections of the bridge by killing the pigeon and sort of flipping the switch.
40-40.
Pretty good.
About what I'd hope for
We've been having
every time.
Yep. And then shoutouts to Sly Cooper.
He's actually in this game multiple times.
Yep, there are 12 Sly Coopers in this level.
Whoa. I know that guy.
You know that guy. I know that guy. Yeah, they've stolen some money from the residents of Metro Speedway, and the mayor is like, "Hey, no!" So tasks us with returning the money. Hunter's flying around on his jetpack and shooting the Sly Coopers. Apologies to anyone who likes Sly Cooper, your boy is being shot.
That's alright. Honestly, that's perfectly okay.
After
Yeah,
all the
so
grief
sick.
that Sly has given them in speedruns, he deserves it.
Yeah. To be fair, I do know that you do have strats whereby you intentionally die, skip cutscenes, so this is
Many
fairly...
times.
Yeah, this is fairly reasonable, I'd argue.
This is tame compared to what we do to Sly in an average Sly 2 run.
Yeah.
All the damage abuses, death abuses, cutscene skips.
Would you like meat?
I do know
Great.
that, I don't know if he's in this game, but I know there's a character called Bentley, and that's really funny to me.
Yes, that is in Spyro 3, Bentley the Yeti.
He's a turtle in my heart.
This level sucks. I can't even dress it up. I hate this level. This is Scorch. So, there's a lot of problematic areas in this level within the speedrun. Also, shoutouts to Derek Lander there for starting our challenge. So, there is an NPC here called Bombo, and he has basically stolen a bunch of the flags from the residents of Scorch. You see him up there. We're gonna snipe him.
Damn it.
Try not to die here. You didn't get the butterfly. There we go. Yeah, so he's stolen the flags, and we need to get the flags back because we don't want him to have them.
Yeah, the
And so-
Hansel and Gretel, or Derek Lander and Lumi Laura, if you will. They need to complete their mission, and apparently they need to have these flags to make sure that their mission was completed. Quote unquote.
Yeah.
So we chase
And
Bombo
Bombo-
around.
Yeah, and he throws out these like clear white projectiles. If they hit you, you will return to the start of that flag chase, which is slow, and we don't like being slow. We snipe him down again, but we're gonna actually not deal with him just yet because
Monkeys. Great. Just charge the trees before I get hit. I'll be able to catch the monkeys as they fall. Follow me?
that's the explanation of what we're doing here. Yeah, Hunter's hungry, actually. He needs some dinner. And so we're helping him collect his dinner. Which
He's
is
actually
unfortunate.
just collecting them because they escaped from the Avalar Zoo.
No, that's what he says, but he lies. He always lies. Anyway, we saved the monkeys, or confine the monkeys to death, however you want to view it, in the barrel.
Thanks for your help.
And then we get to do Bombo 2. Bombo 2 is possibly one of the more dangerous ones. It's very easy to
There's
get
a
hit.
blind turn at the bridge that's really scary.
Yeah. Yeah, so we follow all this route. We collect all these gems over on the left here. It's really cool.
Blind turn. Basically have to react to where his bombs are.
Yeah. So fun fact about Bombo, he'll read your inputs, and so if you have a left input at the point at which he is throwing the bomb will be thrown left, and likewise right. So it does make that blind turn a little bit hard in the sense of you're going to be turning left, and so he's going to throw it in that direction, but Nuke masterfully avoids it. There is one more Bombo
Which I ended up
on the
missing.
flagpole here. Yeah, it was unfortunate. Can be hard to get that snipe. But it's okay because we just aim and hit him off. Collect all of these gems. And then we're going to get the end of level talisman right at the end, and then also the orb. This snake always gets in the way. Some fairly specific movement that Nuke is doing here just to make sure that Bombo actually follows. He's not always moving during this level. There's only different sections of it that we make him move. We get the talisman from Lumi Laura.
Shout out.
And then hopefully Bombo will not bump us into the NPC.
Just
Good.
barely.
Just barely.
We get these
get
last
those
two
last
gems
gems.
during the cutscene.
Huge.
Great job.
Yeah, this great job. This level is really hard. Yeah, like if you've not lost a run to this, then it's a miracle, quite frankly, because yeah, it's so easy to just lose infinite amounts of time to getting hit by one of Bombo's bombs, to some bad double jumping, to like the fodder getting in your way, all sorts of things. It's a nightmare of a level.
Now we're going to Fracture Hills, which this level, it's possible I can crash in. I've never
do that.
crashed in it during a run before, so let's not do that. And if I do, then I'm probably going to quit this game.
Yeah, So as I mentioned earlier about like having the thief despawn on a PB pace, this is where I crashed the run the week before on a PB pace, which was unfortunate. So there are these satyrs that have been encased in concrete, and we basically need to free them. They play music on their bagpipes, and that will break parts of the temple. And within the temple is a fawn, and she has our end-of-level talisman, so we need to free her. But with the fireball, we can free up to 3 satyrs at once, and when we free multiple satyrs at once, there is a flashbang, a white screen that you see, and if Spyro collects a gem as that flashbang occurs, the game can crash, so we need to be quite careful not to do that. In the meantime, we have to help the alchemist here, who's going to help Hunter. Hunter has got his feet encased in some concrete because, frankly, he is a big dum-dum.
You believe the alchemist would turn his boots to gold, which he didn't.
Yeah. Which, don't trust random scientists, quite frankly. But anyways, we need to escort the alchemist past all of the big Earthshaper guys to get to Hunter. We actually can just fireball. Yeah, you did. We can just fireball all of the Earthshapers and kill them. I'm going to do some other stuff, including rescuing this fawn from her locked house. But you see there, Hunter is free! I don't know why we did that. Hunter sucks. I preferred him when he was trapped.
Now we're gonna go kill the Earthshapers with Hunter. And
let's go, you did it! Yeah, huge. This level, if you didn't play this casually, this level is the worst casually, because without the fireball ability, the game wants you to follow Hunter around after freeing him. He shoots all of the Earthshapers with his bow and arrow, and you head bash them. But you don't get the head bash until the last homeworld, and we haven't got there yet in the casual run, in the casual gameplay. And if you do the challenge without knowing, you have to come back and do the first part of the challenge again, which really sucks.
Get that basket.
Yes.
Yeah, well, there's no risk of me crashing anymore.
Yeah, that was one of the crash spots. Luckily, we did not crash, which is good. We get our talisman and we can disappear.
Alright. We're going to be heading into Magma Cone, which is the last big area of RNG in the game. Question mark?
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to be collecting some gems, and then we're going to be going to Hunter to eat some popcorn, because he's still hungry.
Yeah. I don't think it's ever... I don't know why he wants the crystal popcorn. I think he's just doing it as a challenge, which means that he sucks, because we're trying to help save the world here. This is his world, and he's just like, hey, play my stupid minigame. But... yeah, the gimmick of this level is that it is a giant volcano. We will get into the volcano in a couple of minutes, but yeah, we have the crystal popcorn challenge first. Hunter has this cool area, this cool cave. And so at any one time there will be up to 3 different of these green-looking crystal popcorn kernels spawned in the level or in the area. We need to collect 10 of these before Hunter does, and he'll give us an orb. There are 2 parts to this mini game. The second part we need to collect 15 before he gets to 15. He'll give us another orb. Popcorn 1, this first section, Hunter is very bad. You see we beat him 10-2. It's, I wouldn't necessarily say common, but people do beat him 10-0 there.
Yeah, just sort of have really bad spawns.
Yeah.
We're just all
but
on the
in
other side
Popcorn
of the world.
2, yeah, in Popcorn 2 he's slightly better. So, an experienced runner like Nuke is not going to fail this, but it's very common for newer runners or people who are not as experienced with the game to come close, if not fail, this challenge, because yeah, Hunter is actually good.
That's not where I heard it. Yeah, Hunter also likes to eat your camera in this.
Yeah. Yeah. His hitbox is also wider than him, so you can easily bonk into him if you're trying to get to a piece of popcorn before him. There we go. So you see here he had 11 there when we had 15.
Yeah. I was doing slightly poorly, but that's about the worst you can expect, really.
Yeah. So we'll do a bit more cleanup and then we'll head on over into the volcano. There is another temporary power up here. We need to kill 2 enemies for that. I don't think we killed any yet, but that's fine because there is a big Earth Shaper here, which would be the first enemy we kill. And then another big Earth Shaper here, which will be the second enemy we kill. Then we can do the last of the cleanup before heading on into the volcano. Very nice double jump. Just about enough height.
A little out of bounds. Normally you take that elevator right there. It doesn't look like an elevator, but it is.
Yeah.
To go down to the bottom of the volcano, but we like to just go out of bounds right there.
Yep. And we're going to do another sequence break here. So this NPC here has got an issue. These big red guys have stolen all of the party hats, so they can't have a party without party hats, obviously. So we need to kill them all. And we're going to do essentially a double jump in our Superfly to get a bunch of height and land on top of the volcano after killing the last guy. Like that.
If we land on top of the volcano, we're able to collect the orb during the talisman cutscene, which happens right now.
Yep.
And
But
you don't have to talk to him again.
yeah. As soon as you see if you do that sequence break like that, as soon as you see any frame of the dialogue box from the NPC on the bridge, the one that started the orb challenge, that means you got the orb, and then you get warped to the talisman, and it saves quite a bit of time actually, which is really cool. We have 1 main level left, which is Shady Oasis, and 1 speedway. We do end on a speedway, which is sensationally funny. But you'll see when we get there, you'll see why we end on it, because it's just nowhere near anything else.
Going to Shady. This one is the escort mission that Bradley was talking about earlier in the run. We have to guide Shorty to the big tree at the end of the level. And can't really skip it.
No, you can use a trick called Peacock Proxy to actually get to the end of the level, but there's no way to break the escort. So even if Spyro does get to the end of the level, we just can't get anywhere, which really sucks. But it's kind of convenient in 100% because the one of the orbs we have here does require another temporary power-up, and this one requires 18 enemies. And following the escort route, there are, I think, 20 enemies that we can kill reasonably on our path. So we do make use of the fact that this is a slow escort by collecting all the gems on our way and making sure we get enough enemies to start the challenge as soon as we can. Yeah, this is the end of the level with the big tree. We're going to start an orb challenge and then grab the talisman.
Spyro.
Some thieves have taken the lamps from Shady Oasis. You can see them there.
Thanks for helping.
So we just need to kill all 3 of those. And then the other orb that we've got here, there's a bunch of hippos that have been encased in concrete. And we need to free them all. They come out on top of this green goo. So we're going to go through this gate here, and this is an invincibility power-up. The Spyro is now fully red. And yeah, we can now walk on the goo. No enemies can damage us at any point here while we've got this power-up. So yeah, we just free all of these hippos. If you head bash one of the hippos as another one is coming out, the subsequent hippos will come out a little bit faster. So you can optimize this slightly. It's not just an auto-scroller, which is nice. And that was actually discovered by a couple of the top-level runners some years back, just watching someone stream this game casually on Twitch. And they were like, hey, they're getting faster hippos than us, what gives? And they realized, oh, it's because they're head bashing. Which, again, is just sensationally funny.
Thanks for bringing.
We get the mystery vase during the warp to get us to this orb. As we finish off the last lamp thief. And we're just doing some cleanup at the end here. Alright, and that's Shady Oasis.
That's all of the main levels done.
Now, all we have left is Icy Speedway, which is it's a fairly difficult speedway, I'd say.
Yeah, it definitely is. So you're going to see here, like, there are a couple of vortices down those stairs, that's where Gulp is. But you see how far away this portal is from everything else. So we don't really have much of a choice but to end here, because otherwise we're going to waste so much time
Going
leaving
back,
this section of the game.
You have to take a whirlwind and then glide all the way back, and then there's, like, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got some gliders, some
Snowmobile
in the snowmobiles. Yeah.
Some arches.
Some arches. We've also got those serpents and then some skaters. The serpents are kind of cute, but we're also just going to kill them by fireballing them in the face. Because, you know, why not?
They deserve it.
They do deserve it, to be fair. They looked at me funny. Yeah, this one's pretty challenging. There's a lot of different sort of objectives that are fairly spread out.
A lot of different approaches you can take to that level as well.
Yeah, there's a few different routes. Most of them are quite hard. But then we come to the true final boss of Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage for the PS1, and that is Icy Speedway Rings Challenge. We need to fly through all 50 of these.
And if you miss any, you have to start over.
Yeah, you do have to start over, yeah. Hunter is controlling the watermobile, and we are just gliding. We're just doing left and right. And yeah, going through all of the rings. Time will be in about 20 seconds for tech. Please prepare.
Oh, that's
Nuke is
me.
doing the blind rings, which I find really scary. But he knows what he's doing, I think. Question mark, maybe. Pause.
Yes.
Wait a...
And time.
GG.
GG's. Let's go.
Well done, Nuke. Very nice speedrun.
Lovely run. Just give me like 700 milliseconds to find out what the final time of that run was, but GG's, that was a very good run.
It's like a 142.15, I think, looking at the
142
stream.
16, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Hell.
Pretty good.
42.04 according to my splits. But still pretty good.
Yeah, they'll fix it in post. It's good.
Yeah, we'll edit it. We'll edit it before
We can
it
always
gets
fix it
uploaded
in
anywhere.
post.
Just edit
Yeah.
all the mistakes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nuke, for that lovely run. Got the lovely hundo run of Spyro 2. As someone who has professionally never played this game, but I've always been... This game has always been interesting to me, because I remember at an innocent 1 a.m. at ESA Summer 24, I was watching Dylan do this run, and it was one of the funniest runs ever. So this game always looks so cool to me. But yeah, thank you very much, Nuke, for showing that. You got any shout-outs you want to give out?
Shout out Bradley Gaming, obviously. Shout out all the other Spyro 200% runners. You guys are awesome. And it should be about it, yeah.
Hell yeah, thank you very much for the run. Next up, we have Spider-Man by Inferno. Don't miss this one. This is going to be a hell of a fun run. Another PS1 classic for you. But yeah, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Spider-Man.